Good morning to one and all. So today I welcome you all for the today's morning session in metal cutting and forming. So today I will be discussing about that module 2. In module 2, milling operations and milling cutters. Okay. In that, first we'll discuss what is milling cutters. Milling cutters are the cutting tools typically used in milling machines or machining centers to perform milling operations. They remove material by their movement within the machine. Example, ball nose mill, or directly from the cutter shape. Example, form tool such as hobbing center. Okay. In types, you all can see here milling cutter in types: end mill, roughing end mill, ball cutter, slab mill, side and face cutter, involute gear cutter, hob, thread mill, face mill, fly cutter, woodruff cutter, hollow mill, dowtel cutter, and shell mill. Okay. So first of all, we'll discuss about end mill cutter. Okay. End mill cutter we'll discuss. You all can see the figure, the end mill cutter here. Okay. End mill cutter figure, you all can see it is in a flute shape and is having a tooth. You all can see the tooth here and it is in a shape of flute. Okay. And the helix angle shown. Okay. And this portion is a shank. Okay. So shape. Several standard shapes of milling cutters are used in industry today, which are explained in more detail below. That is flutes, teeth. Okay, the flutes of the milling bit are the deep helical grooves running. You all can see the helical angle shown here. Okay, helical angle shown here. Okay, so helical grooves running up the cutter, while the sharp blades along the edge of the flute is known as the tooth. The tooth cuts the material and the chips of the material are pulled up the flute by the rotation of the cutter. There is almost always one tooth per flute, but some cutters have two teeth per flute. Okay, often the words flute and tooth are used in interchangeably. Milling cutters may have from one to many teeth, with 2, 3, and 4 being most common. Typically, the more teeth a cutter has, the more rapidly it can remove materials. So a 4-tooth cutter can remove material at twice the rate of the 2-tooth cutter. Okay. Once again, I'll tell you all that 4-tooth cutter can remove material at twice the rate of a 2-tooth cutter. Okay. And the helix angle, we'll be discussing about helix angle in that. The flutes of milling cutter are almost always helical. If the flutes were straight, the whole tooth would impact the material at once, causing vibration and reducing accuracy and surface quality. Okay. Setting the flutes at an angle allows the tooth to enter the material gradually, reducing vibration. Typically, finishing cutters have a higher rake angle. Finishing cutters will be having a higher rake angle to give a better finish. Okay. And center cutting. Some milling cutters can drill straight down through the material while others cannot. This is because the teeth of the some cutters do not go all the way to the center of the end face. However, these cutters can cut downwards at an angle of 45 degree or so. You all can see it is shown in a, this is 45 degree. Okay, this is 45 degree angle shown. Okay. Roughing or finishing. Difference between different types of cutters are available in this. for cutting away large amounts of material leaving a poor surface finish, or removing a small amount of material but leaving a good surface finish. A roughing cutter may have serrated teeth for breaking the chips of material into smaller pieces. These teeth leave a rough surface behind. A finishing cutter may have a large number teeth for removing material carefully. However, the large number of fluids leaves little room for efficient swab removal. So they are less appropriate for removing large amount of materials. And next, under that, coatings. The right tool coatings can have a great influence on the cutting process by increasing cutting speed and tool life and improving the surface finish. Polycrystalline diamond, that is PCD, is an expansionally hard coating used on cutters which must withstand high abrasive wear. A PCD, that is, what is PCD? Polycrystalline diamond coated tool may last up to 100 times longer than an uncoated tool. Understood? A polycrystalline diamond coated tool may last up to 100 times longer than the uncoated tool. However, the coating cannot be used at temperature above 600 degrees Celsius or on ferrous metals. Tools for machining aluminum are sometimes given a coatings of tin. Aluminum is a relatively sticky metal and can weld itself to the teeth of the tools, causing them to appear blunt. However, it tends not to stick to tin, allowing the tool to be used for much longer in aluminum. Next comes, we'll discuss about shank. Okay, the shank is the cylindrical part of the tool which is used to hold and locate it in the tool holder. A shank may be perfectly round, okay, and held by friction, or it may have a welded flat where a set screw, also known as grub screw, makes contact for increased torque without the tool slipping. The diameter may be different from the diameter of cutting part of the tool, so that it can be held by a standard tool, you can say standard tool holder, and the length of the shank might also be available in different size, with relatively short shanks about 1.5 into diameter called stub, long 5 into diameter, extra long 8 into diameter, and extra long 12 into diameter. Okay, this was about the end mill. You all can see the types of end mill cutters here. Next one, types of end mill cutters. Under that end mill, you all can see the sketch of the end mills. Okay, image of the end mill. End mills are those tools which have cutting teeth at one end. Okay, you all can see the cutting teeth at one end. All are having cutting teeth at one end. Okay, as well as on the sides, sides also it is having a cutting tooth. Okay, the words end mill are generally used to refer to flat bottom cutters, but also include rounded cutters and reduced cutters. They are usually made from high speed steel or cemented carbide. Okay, cemented carbide, and have one or more flutes. You all can see the one or more. This portion is a flute. One or more flutes are available in this end mill cutter. Okay, they are most common tool used in vertical mill. Okay, Next we'll be discussing about rough and mill. So roughing and mills quickly removes large amounts of material. This kind of end mill utilizes a wavy tooth form cut on the periphery. These wavy teeth acts as a many successive cutting edges, producing many small chips. This results in relatively rough surface finish, but the swab takes the form of short thin sections and is more manageable than a thicker, more ribbon-like section, resulting in smaller chips that are easier to clear. During cutting, multiple teeth are in simultaneous contact with the workpiece, reducing the chatter and vibration. A rapid stock removal with heavy milling cuts is sometimes called hogging. Roughing and mills are also sometimes known as ripa or riper cutters. Okay. Next we'll be discussing about ball cutter. Ball nose cutters or ball end mills, low row images are similar to the slot drills, but the end of the cutters are hemispherically. They are ideal for machining three-dimensional countered shapes in machining centers, for example in molds and dies. They are sometimes called ball mills in the shop floor slang, despite the fact that the term also has another meaning. They are also used to add a radius between a perpendicular faces to reduce stress concentrations. A bull nose cutter mills a slot with a corner radius intermediate between an end mill and a ball cutter. For example, it may be a 20 mm diameter cutter with a 2 mm radius corner. You got it may be a 20 mm diameter cutter with a 2 mm radius corner. The silhouette is essentially a rectangle with its corner truncated by the chamfer or radius. Next we will be discussing about slab mill. So what is slab mill? Slab mills are used either by themselves or in gang milling operations on manual horizontal or universal milling machines to machine large broad surfaces quickly. They have been substituted by the use of cemented carbide tipped face mills, which are then used in vertical mills or machining centers. Okay. Next we will be discussing about side and face cutter. In side and face cutter, you all can see the teeth shown. Okay, 3 by half into 3 by 8 into 1. These are the numbers. The side and face cutter is designed with cutting teeth on its side as well as in circumference. Side as well as in circumference. Okay. They are made in varying diameters and widths depending on the application. The teeth on the side allow the cutter to make unbalanced cuts. Okay, unbalanced cutters of this form factor were the earliest milling cutters developed from 1810s. They were most common form of milling cutters, whereas today that distinction probably goes to end mills. Okay. Next we will be discussing about involute gear cutter. Involute gear cutter. This is the involute gear cutter. Okay. There are 8 cutters excluding the rate half size that will cut gears from 12 teeth through a rack infinite diameter. 8 cutters. Okay. There are 8 cutters. Okay, that will cut gears from 12 teeth. Okay. Next we will be discussing about hob. Okay, we'll be discussing about the hob. You all can see the images of the hob, how it will be, how will these cutters are a type of form tool and are used in hobbing machines to generate gears. Huh? These are used in hobbing machines to generate gears. A cross section of the cutter's tooth will generate the required shape of the workpiece. Once set to the approximate conditions, a hobbing machine is specialized milling machine. Okay. Next we'll be discussing about threadmills. Threadmill, you all can see the image of the threadmill. Whereas the hob engages the work much as a mating gear would. Okay, a thread milling cutter operates much like an end mill, traveling around the work in the helical interpolation. This, you all can see the helical portion or the fluids, small like a fluids only, it will be turning around the workpiece. Next comes the face mill. A face mill is a cutter designated for facing as opposed to, example, creating a pocket with the help of end mills. The cutting edges of the face mills are always located along its sides. As such, it must always cut in horizontal direction at a given depth coming from outside the stock. Multiple teeth distribute the chip load, and since the teeth are normally disposal carbide inserts, this combination allows for very large and efficient face milling. Inserts, anyhow, as of I have told in the last class, the inserts will be in this shape. These are the inserts. These edges are you screwed with a small screw and which is used as a tool for machining. Next we will be discussing about flying cutter. A fly cutter. A fly cutter is composed of body into which one or two tool bits are inserted. Okay. As the entire unit rotates, the tool bits take broad, shallow facing cuts. Fly cutters are analogous to face mills in that their purpose is face milling and the individual cutters are replaceable. Face mills are more ideal in various respects. Example, rigidity index, ability of inserts without disturbing effective cutter diameter, or a tool length offset, depth of cut capability, but tend to expensive, whereas fly cutters are very inexpensive. Most fly cutters simply have a cylindrical center body that holds one tool bit. It is usually a standard left hand turning tool that is held at an angle 30 to 60 degrees. Fly cutters with two tool bits have no official name but are often called double fly cutters, double end fly cutters, or fly bars. Okay, next we will be discussing about Woodruff cutter. So Woodruff cutters are used to cut the keyway for a Woodruff key. Okay, next we will be discussing about hollow mill. So what is hollow mill? Hollow milling cutters, more often called simply hollow mills, are essential inside out end mills. They are shaped like a piece of pipe. You all can see here that is shaped like a piece of pipe with their cutting edges on the inside surface. They were originally used on turret lathes and screw machines as an alternative to turning with a box tool, or on milling machines or drill presses to finish a cylindrical boss. Hollow mills can be used on modern CNC lathes and Swiss style machines. An advantage to using an indexable adjustable hollow mill on a Swiss style machine is replacing a multiple tools by performing multiple operations in a single pass. You are getting what I am saying? By a single pass, you will get a multiple machining with the help of multiple tools. Okay, by performing multiple operations in a single pass, the machine does not need as an accommodate other tools in the tool zone and improves the productivity. Okay, next we'll be discussing about the dovetail cutters. You all can see the images of the dovetail cutters. Is an end mill whose form lives behind a dovetail slot, such as often forms the way of machine tool. Okay, next lastly we'll be discussing in the today's session shell mill. So a shell mill is any of various milling cutters, okay, whose construction takes a modular form with the shank or the arbor made separately from the body of the cutter, which is called as shell, and attaches to the shank via any of several standardized joining method. Okay, this was about today's session. uh, if you have any doubts, you can discuss with me. Okay, call me if you have any doubts. Thank you.